String comparison in Bash can be from the beginning found as difficult, because it has many rules such as when to use quotation marks, when to use double brackets. In addition, some scripts using double square brackets, some not. So generally, when you don't know what is going on here, you may feel kind of lost. But I need to tell you that string comparison is quite easy when you know the rules. In fact, I believe that by end of this lecture you say, okay, that's quite simple. So let's look how to compare two strings. For string comparison, we are using single square brackets, and inside it $sign first variable equal sign $sign second variable. Those two variables are inside double quotation marks. Similarly, you can compare a variable with some string, in our case with string hello. It is really important to not forget on spaces, otherwise you will have problem running that comparison. It may feel strange to put spaces next to brackets and variables, especially if you know some other programming language where condition writing is not spaces sensitive. But by creating scripts and practicing, you quickly get used to it. We said that for string comparison, we are using variable name inside double quotation mark. Why we do that? Because if you don't do that and some string is not defined or empty, you would get an error message, which would lead to not properly working script. But in Bash, there is a way how to not use double quotation marks. It is by using double square brackets. Here should be mentioned that this way is not widely used. Most people are using single square brackets and double quotation marks around variables. But both ways are correct, and it is up to you what you prefer. Also, if you use double square brackets, you can also use quotation marks around variables. There is no issue with that, only you would get slightly larger code. We can also test if string is empty by using -z or -n operand. When using -z, it is returned true if string is empty. When we use -n, it is returned true in case that string is non-empty. And of course, as for comparing two strings, we can use double square brackets instead of single. And in such case, we don't need to have double quotation marks around variables. It is again up to you what you prefer. Mostly it is used single square bracket with double quotation marks around variable. We can also alphabetically compare two strings. If we want to compare alphabetically, we need to use double square brackets. Here you don't have choice between double and single square brackets. For string comparison, we are also using wildcards and regular expressions. But those two techniques are quite complex, so I will tell you more about them in separate lecture. Now, we see that for string comparison, there are some rules which might seem complicated. The best way how to remember them is to practice, so let's write some script to see it in action.